Hello there, I'm Pocket King. Today I'm going to be showing you my Grendel gastric destruction, also known as the gas abuse build guide. This is probably the most bull crap of all builds that I have so far. But let's just dive into the build so you understand why I say that. First off, Gastro. You need Gastro. Gastro makes it to where one, he's regurgitate, does gas damage. The enemy bounces up to 3 times, basically tripling the damage if it hits one enemy 3 times. And it makes the gas last for like 8 seconds, I think it says. Yeah, 8 seconds. And it doesn't replace the elements it currently has, which is Toxin. So you can run Archon Continuity, which makes it to where Toxins also apply Corrosive, giving you Gas, Toxin, and Corrosive, effectively giving you Armor Strip and 2 overtime effects. Um, Run Corrosive Projection, makes that Corrosive a lot better. Arcane Bellicose gives you ability strength for max HP, so Vitality. And adaptation. Adaptation probably just for the extra elemental resistance. You don't necessarily need to run adaptation. You don't want to run adaptation. I'd probably go either Gladiator Resolve or Aegis Prob. Or, no, go Near's Hatred for the duration over health. Battery gives you maximum energy per armor point up to 1,000 energy. This will be very useful. Because when he eats enemies, when they're in his stomach, he gets a maximum of like 1,250 armor. This scales with that. This scales off of that. So it's really useful to run armor as much as you can get your hand on. Don't necessarily need power drift up here, but I would recommend it because it's just all around a great mod. The build itself's pretty basic. Blind Rage, Argor Reach for range, Intensify. Basically, all you gotta do, Beast, Nourish, and then just spit all over the enemies. If you want to, you can go in ball form for a little bit extra survivability, and it works too. Weapon-wise, don't necessarily need to run anything specific. Just run a weapon that will help you strip Overguard. Overguard's like the only weakness Grendel has. It's not that hard to avoid, but just run any type of weapon that has good DPS. Obviously, not as like prime for the status blocking. Why? This is on that. It's beyond me. I would go. You can honestly either go Verizon or the melee, but I would still go Verizon for the armor strip because it strips the overguard and it's really useful, especially how Grendel's weak to overguard. That will help a lot with this. Also, it doesn't matter what arcane you run. I'm personally still running Heat because Nuker's broken with any type of buff on it. Just saying. And basically, sorry, brain died for a second. Basically, eat and then spit the energy right back out. It works really well. Archon crystal wise, just run health and armor Archon crystals. You literally don't have to do anything else. It's literally health, armor, armor, armor. Specifically, only run 2 health because 2 health is enough to give you maximum of bellicose, and then just run the rest armor. So you won't hit maximum of the armor. And that will give you up to like, I don't know, 600 energy. Right now, my max is like, yeah, 467. So, decent amount of energy, not including enemies in your stomach. Which is really useful when it comes down to armor. You'll see in a second why I say that. So I'm just going to go up here. I'm not going to show you the build exactly right now. I'm going to show you what I say eating enemies works really well. So you see how it says 1,250 armor? If you look at my energy, I now have 655. And I think Nourish also helps with that because Nourish gives you like 3 times, effectively just 2 times the energy. And that will basically make it to where you just do so much more damage. I actually wonder, you could probably run Kuva's. Zone. Over the Toad. Yes, effectively, status. Strip. Don't even need to get a lot of it. Why did I do it? Perfect. And you see that literally that one shot basically smited what, like 80% of that room. Now, if I didn't use the Czar, I literally would have smited this entire room. Because the one that chooses Overguard, Overguard will be a big issue with this. And that's why you use the Czar, or the Czar, because I can just set the Overguard easily, do this, and then they're all gone. And that basically, I think, can be scaled up with Pistol Elementalist. So if you wanted to run something like the Sakati, you could probably run that to get even more, or anything with Pistol Elementalist, to be honest. Or any type of Elementalist, because you could run Elementalist on melee. So any type of Elementalist that increases status or overtime status damage, that actually, fun fact, scales up the stacks. So if you have an ability that does, let's say, 10 stacks of gas, and then you use a pistol that has Pistol Elementalist, those original 10 stacks also get buffed. Not just the weapon. So effectively, let's say you get 100 stacks of gas, which I don't think is possible, you would effectively get like a 90% buff on that, and all of those 100 stacks. And effectively just making whatever you're running more autistically broken. Like, let me see if I could find the Grimoire in my build. What Grimoire build? Running config A. I should be running config, not config B. Let me find this Akati. Hold up. Like the pistol elementalist right here. If you look at the status damage and you go over here, and the Zakati by itself is not the greatest weapon in the game, don't get me wrong. It has its uses, not the greatest though. It can hit some crazy things though, like you see it shreds status wise. You eat the enemies, nourish for the viral, and if I do this, it actually scales up the gas damage. Like you see 2.1 thousand. And that effectively scales the gas damage up even higher. So if you really wanted to do some bull crap, run anything with any type of elementalist. And that will effectively give you even more damage. And I think that's basically the entire build. So, I will see you next time. I'm Pocket Gamer, and if you like these builds, like and subscribe. It really helps me to know that y'all actually use these. I've seen very great support on the last few build videos. Y'all seem to really like the Wisp one in particular, and the Mesa Nuke, which took me forever to build that, and I loved it. Like, genuinely, I love that build. You may honestly catch me running it in the background, but, I guess I'll see y'all next time.